Today's episode of Inside Gaming Daily is brought to you by Quip. You can get your first refill pack for free at getquip.com/inside.
Everyone, welcome back to Inside Gaming for Monday.
It's Monday. We're gonna clap a little bit because we gotta, warm up for the week here. Just like our Game of Thrones watch party, it looks like Fortnite may be headed towards its first big schism in the community.
I thought we were pretty clear about the no cell phone policy, but apparently Bruce just had to take that call from his sick mother.
Yeah, that's what I had to do.
God, is nothing sacred anymore.
And in addition to my interruption of the Battle of Winterfell, it was 90 minutes. In my defense, a lot of high-profile Fortnite players are really mad at Epic Games right now.
That's right. Epic messed around with its golden goose and pissed off a bunch of players just about a month ago, and a recent explanation by the developer has not made things better.
Lawrence, where does this all come from?
Yeah, this all stems from an infamous patch that landed last month, 8.2. Got rid of a popular mechanic that rewarded aggressive play called Siphoning. The 8.2 update has become a rallying cry for Fortnite players who feel like Epic isn't listening to them, which honestly is just code for not doing exactly what I want, exactly when I want it. Some popular streamers even resorted to playing Uno instead.
Oh, boo.
How dare they play another video game? Oh, you don't play our free game.
This all started back in February when Epic added the version 7.4 patch, which made big changes to the standard game. The biggest change was that you got health and shield boosts for taking out opponents.
Yeah, so it rewarded you for being aggressive.
Aggressive.
B, aggressive. Epic refers to that mechanic as siphoning, and as they put it at the time, quote, "We've seen these settings result in more engaging fights and allowing players to gain more consistent rewards for the risk of engagement."
And people really liked it.
Oh.
Well, a lot of people did. Okay. Maybe some people. It's really hard to say because there's a lot of people playing Fortnite. It's most of China.
Siphoning did not last long though. In the 8.2 update last month, they took it all back. In the patch notes, Epic said, quote, "We feel the change has resulted in unhealthy level of aggressive play, diminishing other viable strategies."
Wow. Yeah. Is that good or bad, Lawrence? What do you think?
Depends who you are, really.
Yeah.
Turns out a lot of people really like the aggressive play, and there's been a call on social media to, quote, "revert the changes," which is pretty self-explanatory, but Epic's not backing down. In a post a few days ago called, quote, "Fortnite Competitive Development Update," they explained why they did what they did.
Oh, that's good.
To sum it up, they said it was driving lots of players away from the core mode. As they put it, quote, "Players at large grew more frustrated with Fortnite play, feeling they had less of a chance due to encounters with high-skilled players with full health and shields. The siphoning mechanic, according to Epic, quote, "increased engagement for the highest skilled 10%, while the remaining 90% were more frustrated and played less."
Absolutely, makes total sense.
Yeah, it totally does.
Epic said that eventually players quit playing the core mode, stating that the game had gotten too intense to be enjoyable. So that's why they got rid of it.
That's the whole point of a battle royale, is that you have a chance of getting to the very end.
But I want to win.
But if some dude is taking all your health and shields because they beat you over and over and over and they're all buffed, then you're never going to beat that dude. Anyways, Epic says that Siphon is still available in arena mode, but that's probably not going to be enough to satisfy the revert the changes crowd.
Right. Ninja, who is the game's highest profile streamer, has repeatedly criticized the change back to the old settings. He's also said that this is probably because Epic wanted to make solos, duos, and squads more friendly to newer players.
And Ninja knew. Then again, Ninja is a highly skilled player, and like Epic said, those are the people who enjoyed the changes the most, the ones who could mop up the noobs over and over and over.
It's quite honestly the vocal minority, right?
They're the haves.
They
All
are
of
the
us
haves.
peasant have-nots have to sit there and get killed by Ninja a million times over.
Oh, is that step too high? Let me bend over for you. And
Take my wood.
I will let you ascend to Asgard.
It's not just Ninja who want these changes reverted, though. Epic's explanation about why they took away siphoning was quickly ratioed on Twitter. People are dunking on that tweet as hard as they can. Pro Fortnite player Wish You Luck replied to the tweet saying, quote, "You guys just told us all to go f ourselves." Nice. They didn't.
No, they didn't say
By
that.
the way.
Yeah, I know.
They actually just explained their decision. It just wasn't the one you wanted to hear. But wait, man, whatever. Another streamer, Seabass, replied, "If you think this is what a healthy level of communication looks like between a development team and their audience, you are sorely mistaken." That is a civil message, but it seems abnormally harsh for a company that is actually just putting it all out there. Being like, this is why we made the change, sorry. On one hand, Epic is being open and communicative about these changes. Just because it's not what some people want to hear, though, they're still getting criticized for their communication, even if it's not entirely fair. I don't know. Bruce, it's interesting because you actually said that when this patch hit, it was a big factor in you saying no thanks to the game.
I kind of follow Fortnite just in general because I played it when it first came out, Battle Royale, and we even played the Horde mode that you and I played together.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where I read the patch notes for, I think it was 7.4, and I was like, dude, I'm just gonna get mop the floor over and over. I was bad at it to begin with, and I played it for months, but now it's gonna be like a ninja and a Tfue and a Shroud. They're just gonna walk up to me and like bang me in the head, and then walk away with their full shields. Well, I'm dead again! there I go. So I thought, I was like, nah, I'm staying away from this one. I don't want it. Now that they reverted back, I'm like, okay, at least that helps the newer players.
I guess it is worth asking though, could this be a turning point for Fortnite? So while it is still the top dog, Fortnite has shown some vulnerability recently.
All of us have been playing Apex Legends when it launched in February. Fortnite temporarily became the #2 battle royale game then, but that didn't last, and now it's back on top when you look at metrics like Twitch viewers.
And if you look at Twitch viewership numbers over time, its monthly average dipped big time from an average viewer count of 170K in January to 124,000 in February. That's to Apex Legends, basically. So as of last month, those numbers had only recovered somewhat to an average of 136,000.
Oh wow, so meanwhile Apex dropped from 218,000 in February to just 80,000 average viewers in March.
Guess that's what happens when EA's not cutting checks to those big streamers.
No one's watching Apex because they're all playing it. I made the joke earlier and no one laughed.
Interestingly, some people who are really good at Fortnite say they don't even like playing the game anymore, Lawrence. They don't like it. They just have to do it because it's a job.
Just because it's the world's most popular game. I mean, I get it, it sucks, man. It'd be great to get paid and have fun at the same time.
Yeah.
But that's not what a job is usually.
I mean, this is sort of a common thing though. We see with a lot of people who are like, man, you know what? I play Apex Legends for 12 hours a day and I'm just not feeling it anymore. Like,
it's because you do it 12 hours a day.
I think that's most things.
But again, this is not the look that you want for a video game.
Or for your top players to put out there.
A video game's supposed to be fun.
So at a recent collegiate Star League finals in Atlantic City, 2 University of Georgia players who went undefeated basically called out Epic during their victory speech.
Oh wow,
this game sucks. Give me my check.
One of the players, Jack Stuttered, said, quote, "We don't really like the game that much anymore," end quote. We'll see what happens. Epic is kind of messing around a little bit with the way they are balancing everything.
Despite winning $6,000 in the tournament, he and his partner Ibrahim decided they don't want to play Fortnite competitively anymore.
Oh,
$6,000.
That's pretty good.
You just won $6 grand.
But I didn't have fun doing it.
Stuttered told Motherboard, "It just makes me sad seeing the game I love fall from grace so much. Hope they can turn it around."
Still the most popular game in the world.
Yeah, but not for him. Given that these are the players that have the most time and experience with the game, if they're saying something's up, I guess we should probably listen. Right?
I completely agree. At the same time, they did just bag a $6,000 check for playing the game, so odds are they're not going to quit over siphoning as long as there's money to be made, right, Lawrence?
I've never won money playing video. Nope, never won money playing a video game. It's hard to like really put aside all that and actually listen and be like, okay, you must be right about something.
Yeah.
Like we said, Fortnite is one of the biggest games in the world right now. Players can move on. You could play something else, but you're probably not going to because it gets those viewers. There are a lot of other options out there like Apex Legends. I'm sure they'd be happy to scoop up all the disgruntled Fortnite players. So that's kind of the weird place that Fortnite's in. It's #1 and anyone that falls off, there's a million hungry little sharks following the chum in the water.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe Apex should get revenge on Fortnite and steal that siphoning mechanic.
As for what Epic could do moving forward, it's clear that they don't want to bring siphoning back because casuals don't like it.
Like me.
And those are still most of the Fortnite audience. There's all those corpses you're climbing over to get that #1, that chicken dinner, or whatever they call it.
Victory Royale.
Pile of Twitch Prime subs.
Do the dance. I'm not gonna do it. My calves hurt 'cause I'm old.
It's an interesting problem. Ninja likes winning and doing it in an aggressive way. It's flat more fun to just bulldoze through lots of noobs, feel like a Fortnite god, not to mention it plays really well to a streaming audience too.
But the game also needs a fresh crop of useless assholes like us to get killed by him over and over. Without us, he's nothing.
It's kind of us that made it. If you think about it.
That's a good point.
We're basically more popular than Ninja. That's
Exactly.
a good point.
If the game isn't balanced to make all players, not just the top 10%, have fun, then there won't be anyone left to kill, Mr. Ninja.
They could always bring it back in a limited time mode like they did for arena mode.
Sure.
Or they could implement a ranking system where the ninjas of the world only play against each other.
Is that what we want?
I don't think they would like that either.
No.
No, they definitely wouldn't like that. They'd stomp all over me over and over. They love doing that. When I get shot in the head and die, and I have to re-queue over and over, they love that shit.
Then why don't you get up with the kids who are on their phones?
Remember that in old school Halo? Whenever a god like an Adam would get dropped into some random lobby and just dominate everyone, I remember just being on the headset being like, is this fun for you? Because he was just like clowning around 30-0 and he's like, I gotta be honest, bro, this is the most fun I've ever had.
Yeah, it's awesome.
At least they're having a good time. Unlike these other guys are like, I killed everyone and I feel nothing.
They're rich, they're streaming a video game 8 to 10 hours a day or whatever, and they're destroying us noobs. That sounds like the greatest life to live!
Like I said, don't want to be callous about it, but
No. If they are talking about a game that they play all the time and they don't like it, we should probably listen as well. I completely agree with that.
Look, like Dracula Untold before us, let the games begin. Has nothing to do with the story. We were just talking about it before. Okay, we're done.
Today's episode of Inside Gaming Daily is brought to you by Quip. This is a toothbrushes by mail service because it's 2019 and everything is brought to you by the mail. But it's worth looking into. How old is your toothbrush right now? It's probably pretty old. I gotta be honest. Before Quip, I would typically keep mine for like 2 years, which is bad. you should swap out your brushes, or your brush heads at least. And that's what Quip does. It's a battery-operated toothbrush. It has, and I love this phrase, sensitive sonic vibrations. They'll blast the plaque right out of your mouth. And they'll actually send you refills on a dentist-recommended schedule. So you'll always have new brush heads to make sure that you're brushing your teeth with maximum efficiency. Speaking of maximum efficiency, it's got a little built-in rumble, sensitive sonic vibrations. And as it's rumbling, it'll like pause every 30 seconds, and that's how you know to switch quadrants in your mouth. So you spend the maximum amount of time cleaning all of your teeth equally, and that's what we're about at Inside Gaming. We're about clean teeth and equality. So brush your teeth the Inside Gaming way. I'm gonna start saying that for every ad read. Brush your teeth the Inside Gaming way with Quip. You can get started for $25 and get your first refill pack for free by going to getquip.com/inside. Once more, that's getquip.com/inside to get started with Quip. So thank you, Quip.
Friendly to newer players, which makes sense.
They say it was people being overly aggressive, but it was 100% just they want to make solos, duos, and squads a place for like safety for like the newer players, which is why they've released Arena Solos and Arena Duos simultaneously with this update.
And while the older aggressive settings are still available,